have you ever wondered how you can connect deeply to your true nature, stay open, stay available, right? How can we change our state to open, available, creative, and how can we do that quickly and permanently? I'm going to take you through a process where in 4 minutes you can shift back into your fundamental nature from collapse into openness. Yes, I'm going to take you through a process where you can shift. We're going to do it today, right now, where you can go through a process where we can shift back so quickly into our fundamental nature. So many of us here, we're women who are working hard. We're making decisions about our family, our business. We're therapists, we're creatives, we're entrepreneurs, and we're stepping into big things in our life. We're taking our life out into the world. And a lot of that is requiring something that we haven't done before. And so many times when we're about to do the thing in the week, or we're even thinking about the thing, how many of you can feel that sort of pushback? You're just about to do it. You're fully capable. You're fully prepared. You're fully prepared. And yet there's this thing that wants to stop you or cause us to go back into collapse. Can you sense that in yourself? And it's confusing, right? It's confusing for us because we know we're capable. We've done all the work. Yeah, we're ready to step out. We're at this stage of our life. So what's stopping us? So we can use our Soma to relax out and immediately have a state shift. And this is whether you're in the kitchen with your family, you're having that conversation again, the family conversation again with that person. How many of you feel that, the one thing, right? Or you're about to, launch a YouTube channel or put something out on social media or negotiate with that person that you want to bring into your work or make a big decision, talk to your husband about something that matters to you, where you might have a little bit of a difference in opinion. And so we're going to tap into our body's ability to render the future and the past all at once. And one of the things that causes us to get stuck in these very limiting patterns, right, to have sort of blinders on as soon as we're about to step out is, we've talked about it before, that somatic collapse, right? That sense of collapsing back in and tightening up over the possibilities that are available to us, collapsing back in and in a survival mechanism, collapsing over top of our true voice, right? Our true nature. But the truth is that our body holds all states at once. Our body holds all possible states at once. Yes, it's just like Schrodinger, Edward Schrodinger, and superposition for those of you science geeks, right? Where the electron can hold multiple states at the same time. Similarly, like my near-death experience, where I experienced the fact that it was timeless, like there is no fundamental time, and all states and all things, all futures, anything there is to know for past, present, and future exists all at once. When I came back into my body, of course, I realized that I'm, excuse me, I'm filtering. I'm filtering for time. And so if everything can exist at once, then we can tap into that. We just have to learn how to do that, right? Our whole nature is actually here. Jean Gebser was a philosopher in the 1940s and a linguist, and he created some of the very first teachings and explorations around conscious evolution. He very much influenced Ken Wilber's integral theory, and he talked about latency meaning not yet not yet expressing itself, but the way that our consciousness actually holds all expressions of ourself from the past to the future at the same time. Again, it's very much like that idea of superposition, right? And so, you know, if that is true, then how can we access this? And just like, I was thinking the other day about hot water, right? In physics, that if you put two trays of water in the freezer, yes, and you're going to freeze them, the hot water tends to freeze faster. And why is that? It's because the water has reorganized itself internally, its internal structure, yes? The water's reorganized its internal structure. It's sort of come apart the way we do when we're working in the body with our soma, we let the structures that are keeping us stuck come apart. And when it comes back together, it can come back together quicker. And so Jean Gebser used to call it punctuated equilibrium. And so this means that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. That's why I can take you through a process. And in 4 minutes, you can drop into another state, right? Because water shows you punctuated equilibrium. Yes, it shows you the fact that that water, that ice can form from hot water. We would think the hot water should take longer, right? To freeze. And so we can tap into and access who we are right now. And what we do in our work is we soften the soma so that have an opportunity to do that over time, but we can do it right now. So I'm going to take you through a process. Some of you may have been through this process before. Nevertheless, I'm going to do it in this context, right? Transformation doesn't happen in a straight line. We hold all positions, all states, past, present, and future of ourself, our physical body, our soma, and our ideation all at once. Yeah. And we can come back to that regulated state of our homeostasis, and we can live that into our week. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a practice right now that's going to take you, and we can measure it. So we're going to measure in this practice, we're going to measure where we start and where we finish. And this is because we can access all states at once. We're not thinking ourselves into this. This isn't mindset or positive psychology. And what we always say, you can't think yourself into something you can't think yourself out of, right? So what we're going to do this morning right now is we're going to think about, this is the one thing we're going to do, we're going to become aware of the state that we're in now and where we want to go, right? The state we're in now, what's happening during our week. And then we are going to oscillate through that state. And the reason we can back into a regulated, into the natural state we actually are. Does that make sense? So everybody, let's stand. So your body holds multiple states at once, or soma holds multiple states at once. Transformation doesn't happen in a straight line. And reorganizing our internal structure is what somatics allows us to do, right? The feminine somatic integration method, so that we can come together in a relaxed, open state. And so let's do the practice. Feet hip width below you, coming into your length for a moment. And just become aware of, I'd like you to become aware of something that's challenging you right now in your personal life, in your private life, in your business. Something that's challenging you. And maybe you've been struggling with this for a long time. Might be with your daughter, your husband, might be with your clients. Or something you're about to do, right? That's really risky. And I'd like you to place your awareness on how activated that is in you, meaning I'm feeling anxious, contracted, worried, concerned, and then we're going to calibrate that out of 10. 10 being the highest level of contraction, concern, worry, anxiety. I didn't sleep last night. My body feels tense. My breath is tight. And 0 being, I'm totally free of this. And so we're just going to let your soma shift states. We're going to reorganize your soma. You don't have to think about it. We're just going to let your soma shift those states. Just like water, hot water is disorganized and it's going to come back together. And so we're going to have, in your mind's eye, place a circle to your right and a circle to your left. And when I ask you to step into the circle to your right, we're just going to step into a moment in your life without thinking about it where you felt great. You've already experienced this, your soma knows it. So it can be a moment where you felt free of the tension. You were relaxed, you were yourself, you had trust in life, you were enjoying yourself. And it can be any time in your life and anywhere, on a beach, with your kids, in the restaurant, alone, on a hike. And we're going to let you sit with that and feel the sensory felt sense of it for a while, and we'll oscillate back and forth. Just follow my instructions. So again, becoming aware of something you want to work with and how tense or anxious it feels. And I want you to calibrate that out of 10. Might be an 8, might be a 7, might be a 10. And now let's step to the right into a moment when you feel really beautifully settled, relaxed, open. You might be moving, it might be something you love to do. Just let your body feel that. Enjoy this moment. Notice the texture of that moment. You might have sun on your skin, laughter. Can you taste anything? Smell anything? Who is around you? Notice the quality. What sounds are around you? Notice how your body feels, your soma. How does it respond to this moment? Just enjoy being here. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Just enjoy being here. And then we're going to step back into the middle, which is today's world, right back where we are this morning, Monday morning, 8:26 Mountain Standard Time. And I want you to recalibrate how your body feels now. What's your awareness of your state right now? And you might have moved from a 10 to a 6 or a 10 to a 9. If you're at a 10 still, that's fine. And let's step to the left, yet another moment. Don't think about it, you'll go there. So we're not thinking, we're having a direct experience. Where are you? Your body actually remembers things we forget in our implicit and explicit memory. Your nervous system remembers the beautiful things as well as the difficult things. Noticing the texture, the flavors, the sensuality of it, the senses. What do you sense and feel? It's happening in the width of your chest and your heart space. There's nothing to do here, nothing to fix, nothing to sit down and meditate 6 hours on so you can get up and do the thing. can you feel here? More possibility. Let's move back into the middle again. Let's just do another calibration. Notice, become aware. Around the same issue you started with, how's your body feeling now? And we'll just do it 2 more times just to lock it in for the week. Stepping to the right into yet another moment. You're allowed to have this moment. What if we could stop trying? What if all we had to do was step into a moment and let our body immediately, instantaneously remember? What if you didn't have to write 7 pages in your journal in order to get going and really make it through this? What if your body could just go back to and calibrate to what you're capable of and in a relaxed state? Stepping into the middle again. Same issue, same concern, just calibrating it now. And then one more time. There's something also about luxuriating on a Monday morning, allowing yourself a few moments to be in a blessed, peaceful, open state. Is there any heat? Is there any density? Do you feel expansion? Allowing yourself to have a moment of pleasure. And then coming back into the middle, let's do a final measurement. And just really not thinking, just really feeling your whole soma. And noticing, what can I do from here now? We're training our nervous system to recognize an open, relaxed nature it already knows. Training our soma not to be attached to the collapsed soma. Yes? What can we do this week through this open sense? And let's just hold a quiet intention for yourself. Let's hold a quiet intention. Next time, I'm going to share with you how to connect to the voice of your future, the actual voice of your future. She can speak and she sounds different because all states exist at once.